Have you ever sat quietly with a cup of tea, staring out the window, and wondered, how much time do I really have left? Not in a sad way, but in a curious one. After all, getting older brings a certain kind of wisdom, and with that wisdom, a deeper awareness of time. And let's face it, after 70, every year feels more precious, more fragile, more important. You might be thinking, I feel good most days, but how do I really know what the future holds for my health? Well, believe it or not, science has uncovered some surprising clues, real measurable signs that can actually predict how long you might live after 70. Not just guesses or myths, but proven indications that doctors and researchers pay attention to. And the best part, some of these signs are things you can actually improve with small, doable changes in your everyday life. So in this video, we're going to talk about 7 of those signs, things that might seem simple on the surface, but quietly reveal a lot about your body's aging process. Don't worry, we're not here to lecture or scare you. This is about awareness, empowerment, and giving you the tools to live, not just longer, but better. Let's start with something that may surprise you: how fast you walk. Now that might sound strange at first. Walking? Really? But researchers have found that your walking speed after the age of 70 is one of the clearest indicators of your overall health and how long you might live. In fact, doctors often refer to it as the 6th vital sign. Think about the last time you walked across a parking lot or down the hallway to grab something. Did you move briskly and confidently, or did you shuffle a bit, needing to steady yourself or catch your breath? Studies have shown that people over 70 who walk at a pace of around 1 meter per second, or about 2.2 miles per hour, tend to live significantly longer than those who move more slowly. Why? Because walking speed reflects so much more than leg strength. It speaks to balance, coordination, heart health, brain function, and even your mental confidence. If your pace has slowed, don't feel discouraged. This isn't about racing or competing. It's about awareness and knowing you can improve it. Try adding a few minutes of walking each day, focusing on posture and stride. Walk with a friend, or even use music to pick up your rhythm. Your body responds to movement no matter your age. Now, while we're talking about the body, let's touch on something many people shy away from: grip strength. Yes, how firmly you can squeeze something like a handshake, a jar lid, or a garden tool can actually say a lot about your longevity. Grip strength may seem like a small detail, but science tells us it's a powerful predictor of aging. A stronger grip often means stronger muscles overall, better mobility, and a reduced risk of falls or injuries. But more than that, it's tied to heart health, immune function, and even mental sharpness. One study even found that seniors with a firmer grip lived significantly longer and were less likely to suffer from chronic diseases. Now, before you start squeezing tennis balls all day, let me reassure you, this doesn't require a gym membership or lifting heavy weights. You can improve grip strength with simple daily actions. Try wringing out a wet towel, using resistance bands, or holding onto light weights while watching TV. Even gardening, cooking, or doing puzzles can keep those hand muscles working. The goal isn't to win an arm wrestling match, it's to keep your hands strong enough to keep you independent. So, we've talked about walking speed and grip strength. Let's now look at something just as important, but often overlooked: your social connections. Yes, believe it or not, Your relationships play a massive role in how long you live after 70. It's not just about having people to talk to. It's about feeling connected, seen, and valued. Loneliness isn't just a feeling, it's a health risk, as real and serious as smoking or obesity. When we isolate ourselves, whether by choice or circumstance, our mental and physical health begins to fade. Sleep quality can drop. Depression can creep in. But when we stay socially active, whether that's weekly calls with family, joining a local group, or simply chatting with neighbors, our brains stay sharper, our stress lowers, and our bodies even produce more immune-boosting chemicals. So ask yourself, who do I reach out to regularly? Who do I laugh with? Who truly knows me? If your social world has gotten smaller, don't worry. It's never too late to widen it again. Start with something simple. A phone call, a walk with someone, a friendly visit to the library or senior center. That small step could quietly add years to your life. And here's the beautiful part. This isn't just about living longer. It's about living better. We aren't meant to drift quietly into the background. You still have stories to tell, lessons to share, laughter to give. The world needs you in it, not just surviving, but thriving. Now that we've explored how your walking pace, your hand strength, and even your friendships can give clues to your longevity, we're just scratching the surface, because our bodies are amazing at sending signals, little whispers that tell us how we're really doing. Now that we've explored how the way you walk, the strength in your hands, and the connections in your life can quietly point to how long you might live, let's talk about something even more personal: your outlook on life. Yes, how you think matters. In fact, it matters more than most people realize. Several long-term studies have shown that seniors who have a positive attitude about aging tend to live longer, sometimes by as much as 7.5 years. That's not a small difference. That's birthdays, holidays, memories, moments with people you love. Think about that. Just your mindset, how you view getting older, can actually influence your lifespan. So ask yourself honestly, do you see aging as a slow decline or as a chance to grow, learn, and contribute in new ways? When you wake up in the morning, are you dreading the day, or are you quietly thankful to see the sun rise again? A positive attitude isn't about pretending everything's perfect. It's about choosing not to let the challenges define you. It's saying, yes, my knees ache. Yes, I've slowed down a bit, but I'm still here, and I still matter. That shift in thinking affects your stress levels, your immune system, your heart health, even your memory. One simple way to nurture a more positive mindset is to start a small gratitude routine. Each morning, before you get out of bed, say aloud or write down 3 things you're thankful for. It could be as small as a warm blanket, the sound of birds outside your window, or the memory of a phone call from a grandchild. These little moments of appreciation rewire the brain, helping you focus on what's still good and beautiful in life. And while we're on the topic of the brain, let's talk about memory. Specifically, how your memory functions after 70 can reveal a lot about your overall health and even your longevity. Now, don't worry if you've walked into the kitchen and forgotten why. We all do that, even at 40. But when memory loss becomes persistent and starts interfering with daily life, like forgetting important dates, repeating questions, or struggling to follow conversations, that's when it's time to pay closer attention. Why? Because cognitive decline, particularly in the form of dementia or Alzheimer's, can shorten lifespan by affecting everything from nutrition and hygiene to safety and emotional well-being. But here's the good news. Your brain is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it stays. Mental stimulation, reading, puzzles, learning something new, even engaging conversation, keeps your brain pathways active. So, if it's been a while since you tried a crossword puzzle, picked up a book, or watched a documentary that sparked curiosity, now is the time. Even better, combine mental activity with social interaction. Join a book club. Take an online class for fun. Teach your grandkids something you know by heart. Your brain loves variety and engagement, and it responds even well into your 80s and 90s. And that brings us to another fascinating indicator of how long you'll live: your sense of balance. Now, you might be thinking, balance? Like standing on one foot? Yes, exactly. It sounds simple, but it's powerful. A study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine showed that older adults who couldn't stand on one leg for 10 seconds had nearly twice the risk of dying in the next 10 years compared to those who could. That's a strong link. And the reason is simple. Balance isn't just about your legs, it's about your brain, your inner ear, your core muscles, and your nervous system all working together. Good balance reflects strong coordination and lower risk of falls, which are one of the leading causes of injury and decline in older adults. So try this right now, unless you're standing in the kitchen holding a hot pot. Just place one hand on a wall or counter, lift one foot slightly off the ground and count. Can you hold steady for 10 seconds? If it's tricky, don't feel discouraged. With a little practice, balance improves. Tai Chi, yoga, simple standing exercises, all of these can gently strengthen your coordination. And remember, improving your balance isn't just about avoiding falls, it's about maintaining confidence. When you move through the world without fear of tripping, you move with more freedom, more joy, more independence. Let me tell you a little story. A woman I once met named Grace. How perfect is that name? Was 82 when she joined a senior fitness class at her local community center. At first, she had trouble standing on one foot without swaying, but she kept coming. Each week, she practiced, and by her 83rd birthday, not only was she balancing with ease, she was helping others feel more steady on their feet. That's the power of persistence, and that's the beauty of the human body. It wants to adapt, no matter your age. So whether it's walking a bit faster, squeezing a little stronger, keeping your heart open to others, or finding joy in your day-to-day, these signs are your body's quiet messengers. They whisper, not shout, and they're always telling you something valuable about how you're doing and how long you might stay here with us. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about predicting how long you'll live, it's about living while you're alive. There's something deeply powerful about paying attention to the quiet signals your body sends. It's easy to overlook them, especially when so much of modern life is noisy and fast-paced. But when you begin to notice how you move, how you think, how you feel inside and out, it's like tuning in to your own personal guide, pointing the way toward a longer, fuller life. And that brings us to another sign that many people miss. but it's one of the most important, your ability to perform everyday activities on your own. Doctors call these activities of daily living, things like dressing yourself, taking a shower, cooking a simple meal, or walking up a few stairs without needing help. It might not sound glamorous, but your independence is one of the strongest indicators of longevity. Why? Because when you can take care of yourself physically, it means your muscles, joints, coordination, and even your heart are functioning well enough to support daily life. If you find that certain tasks have become more difficult, maybe buttoning a shirt, bending to tie your shoes, or carrying a grocery bag, it's not something to be ashamed of. It's a signal, a gentle nudge to say, let's strengthen this area. Let's work on this. Because the more you maintain your ability to do things for yourself, the longer you're likely to stay healthy and out of hospitals or assisted care. You don't need intense workouts or complicated routines. Even small movements done regularly can restore mobility. Practice standing up from a chair without using your hands. Do gentle stretching in the morning. Use light household chores like sweeping, folding laundry, or watering plants as your movement therapy. Every motion matters. You see, staying physically active isn't just about fitness, it's about freedom. It's about keeping the little things easy so the big things like travel, family visits, or spontaneous joys stay possible. And finally, we come to one of the most deeply personal yet widely misunderstood indicators of longevity, your sense of, purpose, having a reason to get up in the morning, something or someone you care about. It could be your family, your garden, your faith, your dog, or your painting hobby. It doesn't matter what it is. What matters is that it gives your life shape, meaning, and energy. Many people assume that after retirement or after the kids are grown, life just naturally slows down into stillness. But the truth is, people who feel useful and connected to something bigger than themselves tend to live longer and happier lives. Science backs this up again and again. Purpose gives structure to your days, resilience during tough times, and hope for what lies ahead. I once spoke to a man named Harold who lost his wife after 47 years of marriage. He was devastated, of course, but a few months later he began mentoring local teens who didn't have father figures. Every Saturday he'd take them fishing, teach them basic life skills, or just sit and listen. That became his purpose, and in many ways it brought him back to life. So take a moment and ask yourself gently, what gives me a sense of purpose? What brings me joy? Even in small doses. It's never too late to find or rediscover it, and often it's already there. You just have to let yourself reach for it again. When you combine all of these signs, your walking speed, grip strength, social ties, attitude, memory, balance, independence, and sense of purpose, they don't just tell you how long you might live, they tell you how well you are living. They shine a light on the areas that are strong and the ones that could use a little care and attention. The most powerful part, none of these things are fixed. They're not genetic fate or destiny written in stone. They're fluid, they change, and they can improve at any age. You are not too old. You are not too late. Your body, your mind, your heart are still listening to how you treat them. And every time you take a walk, reach out to someone, laugh at something silly, challenge your brain, or say thank you for one more beautiful morning, you're investing in your future self. You're saying, I'm still here, and I want to be here well. So as we close this conversation, I want to leave you with this. You have more power than you think. You're not just waiting for life to happen to you. You are shaping it, moment by moment, choice by choice. If anything you heard today struck a chord, take a second to let it sink in. Maybe jot it down. Maybe try one small habit starting tomorrow, because the smallest step in the right direction is still a step, and every step adds up. And now, I'd love to hear from you. What are you doing to stay strong, sharp, and full of purpose after 70? What's your secret to thriving in these later years? Share your thoughts or stories in the comments. We read every one of them, and they mean the world to our community. And if this video inspired you or made you think, give it a like. It helps more people find this message. And don't forget to subscribe for more uplifting, practical, and science-backed content made just for you. Here's to a life full of health, connection, and meaning. No matter your age, your story still matters, and your best days may very well be ahead. Take care and keep moving forward.